The Grand Galactic Council chamber buzzed with unease as representatives from 17 advanced civilizations fidgeted in their anti-gravity seats. High Counselor Nyx Sathara, her crystalline form shimmering in the soft light, brought the emergency session to order with 3 sharp taps of her resonant staff. Esteemed colleagues, she began, her harmonic speech translated into Galactic Common, we face an unprecedented challenge. The newly discovered species from the Sol system, humans, have demonstrated capabilities that concern us deeply. She hesitated, choosing her words carefully. Admiral Zexer, a towering Arodan with a battle-scarred exoskeleton, stepped forward. His mechanical appendages clicked as he connected to the holographic display. Distinguished council members, he began in his gravelly voice. What you're about to see was recorded near the human mining colony on Kepler 186F. The hologram displayed footage of human miners repelling aggressive wildlife. Their response? Not advanced energy weapons, but improvised explosives and a makeshift catapult launching industrial acid. Zexer explained, they achieved with primitive tools what we require advanced technology to accomplish, and they laughed while referencing something called Mythbusters and YouTube tutorials. The room murmured as more footage played, humans weaponizing terraforming equipment, repurposing agricultural machinery, and even converting waste recycling systems into tools of war. Ridiculous, scoffed Ambassador Krell of the Valorian Empire, his iridescent scales shimmering. Are we to fear primitives with rocks and chemicals? The Valorian Empire has conquered species far more advanced. Ambassador Zexer interjected, his antennae twitching. You underestimate them. Humans combine 3 dangerous traits. They turn anything into a weapon, excel under pressure, and disturbingly, enjoy the challenge. Krell dismissed the warning. The Valorian Empire will crush them. When next we meet, Earth will be just another conquest. As Krell exited, Zexer turned to the council, his arms clasped in warning. He has no idea what he's unleashing. Humans have a saying around them, never assume you're the apex predator. Despite warnings, the Valorian Empire struck during Earth's Harvest Festival, targeting farming colonies. Krell, confident in swift victory, watched from his flagship. However, reports soon emerged of humans reprogramming harvesters into armored war machines spraying flammable fertilizer. Impossible, Krell muttered, as a harvester shredded a Valorian tank, blasting Cotton Eye Joe over all frequencies. At New Brisbane, humans weaponized weather control systems to hurl electrified hail at Valorian troops, broadcasting messages like "Welcome to the Thunderdome." At Nueva Santiago, colonists transformed their hydroponics facility into a trap-filled arena, incapacitating elite Valorian soldiers with adhesive foam and high-velocity produce. My Lord Krell's communications officer stammered, the humans are broadcasting a playlist, the bridge filled with an ancient human tune somebody once told me. Krell slammed his console. Where are they getting these weapons? Intelligence said they had only basic farming tools, his officer nervously replied. They're not weapons, they're improvising everything. The chaos escalated as humans deployed drones originally designed for crop pollination, now reprogrammed to spread allergen-laden pollen while humming Flight of the Bumblebee. Teenagers hacked construction mechs to reenact Pacific Rim, complete with sound effects, while human transport ships defied physics to deliver supplies with unnerving precision. Each crate bore crude artwork, and every maneuver defied logic. Krell's confidence wavered as the Valorian Empire faced an enemy that weaponized creativity itself. High Counselor Nyx Sathara's crystalline glow dimmed. May their gods have mercy, she murmured, because humans rarely do. Krell's horror mounted as he watched his elite forces crumble under the relentless ingenuity of human colonists. Farmers armed with fertilizer bombs, children piloting weaponized agricultural machines, and miners wielding repurposed tools transformed into close combat weapons overwhelmed the Valorian troops. The humans, instead of showing fear, appeared to treat the invasion as an amusing challenge. My Lord Krell's second-in-command hesitated, perhaps we should consider a tactical retreat to reassess our strategy. Before Krell could respond, a cheerful human voice cut across all frequencies. Hey there, having trouble with our automated defense systems. Have you tried turning them off and on again? Just kidding. We got them from tech support, they never turn off. Oh, and heads up, we're about to demonstrate our new express delivery system for returning your dropped equipment. The bridge fell silent as human engineers began launching captured Valorian equipment back at the invasion fleet using modified mining mass drivers. Each piece of equipment came with a crude smiley face and a handwritten return-to-sender note. Reports flooded in from all 3 colonies, confirming the Valorian forces were being routed not by advanced technology, but by humans treating war as a chaotic, improvisational game. To Krell's dismay, intercepted transmissions revealed that the humans were only calling this the warm-up round. Krell's despair deepened when 300 human warships emerged from what they casually called the shortcut dimension. The ships resembled bolted-together office buildings with guns attached, completely lacking the sleek design of most galactic vessels. We were content terraforming planets, the human fleet commander announced, but since you insisted on making this interesting, let's show you what happens when we actually try. What followed was a spectacle no species could forget. Human ships performed maneuvers deemed physically impossible, weaponized waste heat into plasma, converted communication arrays into EMP generators, and even transformed coffee makers into missile launchers. Dubbed Operation Thunderclap, the assault began with what humans called a small demonstration using mining explosives and gravitational interactions so precise they made Valorian physicists weep. The humans created an artificial supernova. They weaponized empty space, a stunned Arthan scientist recorded. The human response broadcasted across frequencies was equally baffling. Nature abhors a vacuum, but not as much as we abhor invaders. The humans continued their bizarre tactics with something called the space drift, using a self-created gravitational field both as shields and projectiles. Their targeting seemed nonsensical, yet their gut instincts proved unnervingly accurate. Even Valorian AI systems designed for tactical warfare crashed, displaying errors like insufficient imagination to compute. When the humans introduced Plan B, which apparently stood for break physics in new and exciting ways, they unveiled weapons that shouldn't have worked but did. One such device, the probability inverter, made unlikely outcomes disturbingly frequent. Just because it's a 1,000,000 to 1 chance doesn't mean it won't work, a human captain quipped. In our experience, those odds come up 9 times out of 10. As the Valorian fleet faltered, humans began turning enemy weapons against them in unconventional ways. Energy beams became laser light shows synchronized to disco music, while their communications remained filled with action movie quotes and a contest for the most stylish way to defy physics. The final blow came when the humans transmitted a courtesy message directly into every species' universal translator to whom it may concern. We've been holding back out of proportional response. However, polling indicates it's time to show you why our history books taught us to promise peace. What follows is a demo version. Terms and conditions apply. What followed was a military display so innovative that several species chose to demilitarize on the spot. Humans deployed weapons based on concepts their own scientists described as technically theoretical, using technology seemingly created out of sheer curiosity. The Galactic Council's battle record included a note from High Counselor Nix Sithara. The most alarming aspect is not their military capabilities, but their repeated insistence that this is merely a warm-up. Their broadcasts further claimed their actual weaponry was still in beta testing, because focus groups requested more explosions. The battle ended with what humans referred to as a sneak peek of coming attractions utilizing unexplained technology developed, as they claimed. Out of boredom one weekend they rearranged several star systems into what they called a more aesthetically pleasing configuration. As the Valorian fleet retreated in chaos, human ships broadcast a final message: thanks for helping us test our new toys. Feedback forms will be sent shortly. Please note this demonstration used only publicly available technology. For classified capabilities, consult your nearest nightmare. The Battle of Proxima Centauri began not with weapons but with a transmission. The fully mobilized human fleet broadcast what they titled their greatest hits playlist across all Valorian frequencies. Ambassador Krell, commanding from his flagship, watched in growing unease as his crew became increasingly unsettled by an endless loop of never-gonna-give-you-up interspersed with human dad jokes. "Do you know the secret to space combat?" asked a cheerful human voice. After a dramatic pause, it added, "Timing. Speaking of which, you might want to check your synchronized chronometers. We took the liberty of resetting them to different time zones 3 hours ago." The Valorian fleet's perfectly synchronized attack formations disintegrated as every ship's computer believed it operated in a different temporal frame. Their precise targeting systems failed entirely, now displaying error messages in Comic Sans, a font humans reportedly introduced into their systems because it seemed funny. To make matters worse, emergency protocols were translated into interpretive dance routines and displayed via animated emojis with auto-tuned alarms. "We hope you enjoy the updates," the human fleet commander quipped. As panic spread, a human transmission broke through. "You know why we love space battles? There's always room for improvement." This pun, accompanied by canned laughter and a rimshot, shattered Valorian morale. Tactical officers struggled to maintain order as human ships performed intricate attack maneuvers to the tune of yaki sacks, while simultaneously broadcasting sarcastic critiques of Valorian tactics. "Your formations could use some flair," suggested the human admiral. "Have you tried jazz hands? They make everything better." The breaking point came when humans executed an impossible maneuver surrounding Krell's flagship with ships arranged in a giant moving QR code. When scanned, it linked to a compilation video of epic fails. The final message from the humans was chillingly casual: "We voted to end this battle with style. What follows is unnecessary, purely for entertainment, and designed to look cool." What ensued defied physics and good taste alike. Human ships spelled game over in 20 languages, while their weapons synchronized to create a dubstep laser light show. The Valorian flagship, Pride of Valoria, was neutralized in a maneuver humans described as inspired by that cool scene from that one movie. In their final act of humiliation, they converted the ship's communication array into a galactic jukebox, leaving observers speechless as they broadcast their victory with flair, humor, and terrifying creativity. As the final countdown blared on repeat, Krell's once mighty flagship drifted powerless in space. To deliver the final blow, the humans reprogrammed its external lighting to flash a massive 4004 Empire Not Found error across the hull. Demoralized by a mix of military defeat and relentless humor, the remaining Valorian forces surrendered unconditionally. Their terms of surrender were presented via a PowerPoint deck, complete with animated transitions and amusing footnotes about human history. The Galactic Council's emergency session featured an unexpected sight: Ambassador Krell, once the embodiment of Valorian pride, entered wearing a human-made t-shirt that read, "I tried to conquer Earth, and all I got was this lousy t-shirt." High Counselor Nix Sithara's crystalline form pulsed with restrained amusement as Krell addressed the assembly. "Distinguished colleagues," he began, his dulled scales reflecting his defeat, "I formally recommend immediate and lasting peace with the human species. They are." He paused, shuddering as he recalled their ingenuity uniquely qualified to teach us humility. Admiral Zexor, now adorned with human-made Baby Yoda stickers on his mechanical appendages, announced, "The humans have requested to address the council. They've assured us they'll keep the memes to a minimum." A hologram of the human representative appeared, casually sipping from a mug labeled "World's Best Space Force." "No hard feelings about the invasion," the human began cheerfully. "Honestly, we had a blast. It really helped us test some of our ideas." The council murmured in confusion as the human continued, "We've prepared a presentation about our terms for joining the galactic community. Don't worry, minimal Comic Sans this time." The display filled with charts, graphs, and an assortment of carefully curated space cat images. "Our terms are simple," the human explained. 1. Everyone agrees to play nice. 2. We reserve the right to make jokes during diplomatic meetings. 3. Weekly movie nights to introduce you to our culture. 4. No surprise invasions, they mess up our coffee breaks. Voting was swift and unanimous. Several species even attempted to vote multiple times to emphasize their enthusiasm for peace. The Aryan representative was overheard muttering, "At least they didn't show footage from Operation Razzle-Dazzle." The humans were swiftly appointed as heads of several committees, including the Department of Creative Problem Solving and the Bureau of Making Serious Things Fun. Their first act was renaming the Galactic Defense Force to Space Guardians of Peace, and occasional shenanigans soon. Cultural exchange programs were organized as a mix of educational seminars and interstellar game nights. High Counselor Nyx Cassara summarized the situation in her final report. The humans have reshaped the galaxy's understanding of warfare, diplomacy, and entertainment. They've managed to make peace more captivating than war, primarily by introducing the concept of blooper reels to diplomacy. The Valorian Empire, once the galaxy's most feared military power, transitioned into a space tourism hotspot, their warships converted into luxury cruise vessels complete with buffets and karaoke nights. Surprisingly, Ambassador Krell became known for his exceptional renditions of human disco songs. A new addition to the Galactic Council Chamber commemorated the shift, a simple plaque reading, "When in doubt, don't mess with the species that treats physics as suggestions and combat as performance art." The human representative's closing remarks at the historic session became mandatory reading, and diplomatic academies galaxy-wide were easy to get along with. "We love making friends, sharing jokes, and exploring space. Just don't make us get creative with problem solving. Trust us. You haven't seen us truly try to be intimidating. This was just us having fun. Let's keep it that way." As the galaxy adjusted to its new reality, one thing became abundantly clear: humanity had achieved peace not through fear of their might, but through the collective dread of what they might do for fun. As one Aryan philosopher observed, "The most terrifying thing about humans isn't their capacity for violence, it's their talent for making violence unnecessarily entertaining." The Council's official record concluded with a note from Admiral Zexer: "We witnessed a species that turned war into comedy, physics into suggestions, and intimidation into entertainment. Let us never forget the lesson they taught us. The most dangerous beings are those who can defeat you while cracking jokes." Thus began an era of interstellar peace, marked by regular game nights, occasional physics-defying exhibitions, and the universal agreement that humans were best kept as friends, because nothing was scarier than humans trying to show off.